Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What's up going on, everybody? Yep, I screwed that intro up. I don't give a shit. The episode, I have it listed as 169, but yes, the other day it was 167. So I don't know. Maybe I messed the number sequence up in there somewhere, Dave. I don't know.
No, I think you are at 16. We are at 169 now.
What the heck? I don't know. Fuck it. They're numbers. We're at a high amount of numbers of episodes. So
yeah,
there.
That's right. Left. We're up one more than last week. Oh, there you go.
And then next week we'll be two more up at the end of next week's show.
Yeah, we'll be up one more after the next show. As you can see, we're really fucking smart.
I love your guys' math, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. 1 + 1 = 11, right?
Well, right. I did go to a redneck school, so yeah, I guess.
I did go to redneck public school too.
Mm-hmm.
And we let's say this. We loved the first name of it. We named it twice the same city.
There is something to be said about going to a redneck school, though. There is nothing like it.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, don't get
me wrong. It is cool. That's what I
want my kids now to go to a private school only because of the culture that we live in now. But growing up when I was a kid, I graduated in 2012. That was, let's go in the country songs out there. Let's get in a pickup truck, go down and cause some chaos and go have a bonfire and drink some beer at a buddy's house.
Well, we used to drive to school with the shotguns on the gun rack in the back. We would have our hunting guns in the vehicle in the back. Nobody fucked with your shit. Then when you got out of school, you went straight up. Me and Dan would always go straight hunting. Right from there. Guns were at school. It was not a problem. There was not ever a problem. You probably went through the same shit.
We did. We didn't have them in the back window, but we had them at school. That's for sure. They were definitely in the case, in the truck, ready to go.
Yeah.
Leave from school and go hunting.
And all the teachers, the principal, everybody knew.
Back when that stuff was okay to bring to school.
Yeah. Well, you know what never happened? We never had a gun shooting at school. We didn't have high drugs in our school. I mean, you had your stoners, you had your normal potheads, but there was none of that rampant crap going on. I mean, back then you fought with your fist and then it was over. But
I remember watching, there was a couple of my buddies, they got into some fights and we watched the videos like come Monday and was like, all right, yep. We got into some fights this weekend.
I was back. We were back pre-video.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, we didn't have camcorders. There weren't even camcorders.
Yep. I mean, man. I think I had a one of the Nokia, whatever it was, phone. It was like the first phone with no caller ID, no nothing. I remember just being able to use it on nights and weekends because it was so damn expensive.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
our phone, you did this.
Yeah. I remember it being on the wall.
It was. And you had like a 40-yard cord that you talking to chicks, you open the slider and you go all the way around the fucking house outside so your mom can't hear you talking to some chicks, some nasty freaky shit that you're gonna do to them, and your mom can't hear you.
Then your brother or sister would be arguing about get off the phone because I'm waiting for my phone call.
Yeah, because it wasn't caller waiting or none of that shit. It was busy.
Yep.
I think we even had my dad, when I lived with my dad for a while, they had that where there was like multiple people on one line. Like you could pick the phone up sometime.
Party line. Yeah, the party line.
You pick the phone up and you would hear your neighbor talking to somebody. You'd be like, get off phone, motherfucker. I got bitches calling. And hang up.
I love it.
Those were phone calls and stuff that I had pre-adolescence, like when I was around 10-ish. And then I got old and my first cell phone was a flip phone, one of those like tank type cell phones where you could throw up against the wall and the ground floor and like it wouldn't break. And it was a walkie talkie and you thought that was the coolest thing. You're like, Hey, Connor, how you doing, buddy? Hey, can you come pick me up? Yeah.
Those are the coolest.
I remember having the Nextel, having it on my, because it was only cool if it was clipped to your side.
Exactly.
And being in the bank one time and having my buddies chiming in, saying some pretty awful shit, and a couple of ladies looking at me like, "What is going on here?"
I did that to my buddy in Holland at the bank because he was
okay,
and he gave me some gay guy at a party store's number.
This is a PG-13 show. We can't say gay.
They told him that I thought he was cute. They gave him my fucking number, so the fucker called me. So he's at fucking, I think it was back when it was Old Kent Bank before it was Fifth Third, and he's waiting in line. I get on the Nextel and I go, bleep, bleep, freeze, motherfuckers. This is a stick up. I ain't playing, You could see him trying to reach and shut his, and there's like a 90-year-old security guy. It's kind of like, he's kind of turning like, what's going on, dude? I mean, we thought it was funny back then, but, you didn't realize that you can't do that now because he probably would have got shot.
Yeah.
Somebody would have shot my buddy.
Talk about the comment here from the Blind Hunter 1. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Howdy.
We're getting...
So this guy's
Stevie
from
Wonder
Michigan
here,
too, right?
Yeah, he's from Michigan too. He's actually, I think, basically like right down the road from you. It sounded like Dave. And
really?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. If I remember,
where are you at?
I'll say Grand Rapids. I'll just say in that general location. And just texting him, he's a badass dude. He's like, I got thick skin because I said, hey, if you're gonna come on the show, we do hazing on it, so welcome it. That's what we do here.
What cracked me up is when we were talking about it when he came on first, and we were talking about basically laws for blind hunters. If all states have certain laws where blind hunters couldn't hunt, and so I think Brett even asked him, "Are you like blind where you can like physically see shapes and colors and anything? Or are you full blind?" And he's like, "Dude, I'm Stevie Wonder blind."
I was like.
I was cracking up.
That's great.
Like he lives in Hawkins. He lives up in Reed City, right by Dan. Yeah, I've been to Hawkins Bar like many a times.
But tonight we got Andy on the show.
Yes, we do. From Traverse City.
Talk about a show, a hunting show. We're talking about cell phones and technology. Like what kind of intro into a hunting show is this?
Well, that's the generation.
That's what's great about our show. We just do what we want.
Yeah.
Anyways, Andy, can you give a little background about yourself? Because people are probably listening. Like, who's this other guy? We know
we only got 15 minutes left in the show now, so we'd like to talk about you.
Yeah.
My name's Andy. I'm the host of the Deer Camp Podcast. I live up in northern Michigan, Grand Traverse area. Got a family, couple kids, wife, electrical contractor by trade.
Oh, nice.
Pretty much my story.
Awesome. All right. Well, that concludes tonight's show. Sorry we didn't get enough time to talk about hunting.
Oh, we were talking about hunting? I thought this was a pack show.
It's what you want it to be.
Well, tonight, obviously, with our shows, if you didn't know, we're not politically correct on the show. We speak our minds, speak the truth, how we see it. And also, I didn't say this at the beginning of it, but I do like to take a second and say thank you to all the men and women in the military. Thank you for your service. And also thank you to all the police officers, the firefighters, and the nurses, and everyone in public service. Thank you for your time and sacrifice. We greatly appreciate it. Tonight's topic kind of really for tonight is a genetically modified whitetail deer, CWD disease. Maybe we get into high fences and stuff like that. But I'll say this: I posted an article on my Facebook page, and I think Andy was the first or second one to comment on it. And I said, we're all about trying to improve the hunting community. Awesome. But at the same time, this guy shoots this monster whitetail deer, but it was a genetically modified whitetail deer, and it was like 1,000 inches plus or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was just ungodly. I'm like, that's not a real deer. That's just some like scientific Jurassic Park shit. And I'm like, we're gonna be counting them now as part of the record books now. Hang on, let me go get John Loomis from Jurassic Park. Let me have him fund my shit, and I'll create my own thing on my backyard, and I'll shoot one off my back deck. I mean, what's the limit here now at this point? And I think he was in a high fence too. I think I'm not 100% sure on that, but still. In my opinion, I think this is wrong. I'll start off by just kind of going first. I think it's wrong. I think Odyssey, they commented that should be a separate book. LOL. It really should. I think it shouldn't be into like put an asterisk next to it or something. I think it's wrong on a lot of levels. What are your guys' take on it? Andy? I'll go with you first, buddy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if it's going to be in any kind of record book, it should be in the Deer Farms record book of that they were able to grow this thing, not anything about shooting this pen deer that's been shot full of whatever it's shot full of and all that. So yeah, no, I think it's gross, absolutely gross.
Dave?
Oh, I agree. It shouldn't even be a question that it's
because
in any kind of record book that's Pope and Young, Boone and Crockett, anything. It's not a deer. It's not even a deer that somebody just put mineral out its entire existence. Because all these people down south on the TV shows you see, and they're shooting 170, 180s. I mean, they're pumping their deer, with all this high-end protein, that all these companies have, and food plots and minerals where they have no baiting bans or laws. And then you got these big-time TV people who have the money to do that, and other people that just have the money to do it, and they're not getting deer like that. They're not getting nothing close to that. I mean, a lot of them aren't even getting anything near in the 180, 190, or 200s, and they're pumping them all year. They got the best of everything, and they still can't get close to that.
So I'm trying to pull up the article here, at least the photo of it, but this AI overview, it said in 2024, Brian Bailey at Quest Haven Lodge harvested.
I told you.
There's my public school service. Deer that officially scored 1,011 inches, breaking the SCI, a state overall world record. This deer was raised at Rocky Ridge Whitetails. I'll get into that comment here in a little bit. The previous record was 727. This is this new record-breaking deer was harvested in 2024. Let me try and pull up a photo of it. I mean, okay, let's see if I can get.
It's not even a deer anymore.
It's not.
No. It's Frankenstein with antlers. You know where our cottage is up at Legends Ranch in Bitely, where Johnny went hunting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
they got a whole bunch, over 200 inches, and they probably got a couple that are 300-400, but nothing like that. And these guys are, they're doing the same thing. I mean, they're just getting protein and minerals 24/7 all the time, but they're doing it because, this is their living. They have to have people spending money to pay for this. Yeah. It looks like a deformity more than anything.
Well, I mean, that poor deer, how much weight
is that thing
holding up?
I mean, how much health issues does that deer have? Holding 80, 90 pounds worth of freaking horn on its head.
That's not even an antler. First off, they're antlers. They're not horns. There's a difference.
It looks like Don King.
Second, that just like what the? That's not a way. That's not a whitetail deer. That's just you know how what's his name in Jurassic Park? He says those aren't dinosaurs; those are genetically modified freaks. That's what that is, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's not a whitetail deer. And I worked with somebody that farms their own whitetail deer, and then she sells it to other places, to high fenced in areas, so they can have people come in and buy them. And great, you're making money on a side hustle type thing. Awesome. Don't get me wrong. And if that's something you want to go do and go hunt high fenced areas where you have the ability to shoot quote unquote world record deer, I mean, good for you. But in my opinion, that's not hunting. That's just kind of like,
no, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had all that kind of money, and the chances of a person is probably in below 5% of somebody that's going to shoot a 200-incher, let alone see one.
Honestly,
I think it would be cool to go to one of these if I had the kind of money and just go shoot one. So I had it on my wall, but it's going to be what it is. I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, I was out in Iowa, man, and I hunted this fucker for a week and a half, and I finally got him, and it had pride in it, because you had to earn that deer, and I know some fenced areas are huge where you're almost hunting like public, some like the Texas farms where they have like thousands and thousands of acres.
This guy right behind me here, that's a high fence out of Texas right there.
Yeah.
15,000 acres. What was it? 8.5 years old. And all they're just feeding it the right protein and all that. They're just letting them get to their age.
And I don't
it's still a high fence on. Don't let me try to sugarcoat that.
I will tell you this. It is
different than that.
It is slim margins between private property, public, and a farm in Texas.
Agreed.
It's not 200-300 acres. It's thousands and thousands of acres. Where these deer, you may never see the sons of bitches, to be honest.
Well, that was some of the things they were telling us was, they'll lose deer for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it'll come back, out of the bush somewhere. So
I think Texas is like the exception because
I agree.
Yeah, I think Texas, in my mind, I don't know what's off the top of my head, but I think Texas is the only state where it's like, all right, we have high fenced in areas, but it's not really high fenced in areas because like you went down there, Andy, it's thousands and thousands of acres that they have enclosed. And I know
you may never see the fences.
Exactly.
It was a 40.
Are you sure it is? I've never seen the fences. That's so fucking far out.
It was a 45-minute Jeep ride from where I shot that back to the lodge.
Yeah, that's what I'm
on the same continuous piece of property.
Seriously?
Swear to you. Yeah.
Wow.
45-minute Jeep ride.
I know there's places that are probably in the hundreds of acres, not even close to what you're at. So it's like it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it is.
I think there is some beneficial to high fenced in areas because you're creating, if you really manage just the nutrients in the property itself of the land and stuff like that, there's benefits in that. But I'm talking about like if you're going to an outfitter that's a high fenced in area, like I don't know, Missouri, I don't know, and they have 500 acres of fenced in area. Oh, look, there's that 200-inch deer. Let's just go over there and shoot him in that corner because that's where he's at. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
let me ask you this, Andy. since you have hunted high fenced in area, is that the only place you've hunted in high fenced in area, or have there been others?
Yeah, this is the only spot. This is the only one I've ever been to. My father and I went 2 years in a row. We went down. It's something he likes to really do. So
what is your take then on high fenced in areas since you've been to one? I've never been to one. I don't know if I ever will. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but
I think it's got to be big enough to make it like it's actually a big enough area that it's I don't think a 500 acre high fence. I think that's just a playground.
I agree.
It's still a high fence though. It's still a semi-tame deer. There's no doubt about that. It's not, it's not like out in the wild. You can walk between, 20, 30 yards away from these things and they just stand there. So it's still a high fence. Would I do it if it was coming out of my pocket? Probably not.
Not for 20 grand or 10 grand.
Yeah, whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't cheap. I know that.
I talked to other hunters about this because I have my personal take on outfitters themselves. Let's kind of get into that for a second. Outfitters. You for them, against them, indifferent? How do you feel about them? Start with you, Andy.
I'm for them if it's the right situation. I've been screwed by more outfitters than I haven't been screwed by. And too many butts in the seats, and not enough acreage of what they're saying they have. If you've got the right outfitter, now I'm going to Iowa to an outfitter this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, so I'm for them, I guess.
Dave, how about you?
I am too. They do have their place. Like if you're say in his instance, he's going down to Iowa, you're going down for a week. Are you going to do the hunt in public chance? Because Iowa tags are hard to get by, especially those two couple zones.
That's where I'm headed.
Yep, and I got 2 points for that, just so you know. But
took me. I'm on year 6 right now.
I figured it was going to be about 6, 7, 8 years, but I'm good with it. And then to have somebody that's doing pre-scouting for you, I think can be crucial if they're doing it because they like it and it's not for the dollar sign, because then you get into a whole different ball of wax, just a whole different ballpark, because I've talked to outfitters before that basically all they do is they bounce from like 3 states around. Like one does Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Indiana, and they have 2 or 3 guides and they just send them there. The problem is, which is cool, the real guide services will only take 1 or 2, sometimes 3 guys in that area per year. So these other ones I've talked to, there's no limit. You could have in one small section of area that they've been scouting, you could have up to 6 guys, hunting that same area, that after the first time the first guy's been in there, it's boogered up. All the mature bucks are gone. They ain't coming back, at least not for a long time.
I hunted one in Kentucky that was that way. I rolled into camp and there's 20 some guys that are there to hunt.
Yeah.
We take 2 side-by-sides right out, 2 big 4, 6-seater or whatever they are, side-by-sides out the back of camp with, 2 of them full of guys, and you're just dropping guys off along the way. It was one of the worst hunts I'd ever been. We didn't even see any deer.
Yeah. And you have to, a lot of them I see, you have to hunt their stands.
You have to hunt their stands. They take you there, drop you off. I mean,
you can't do any kind of on your own shit.
Yes.
I think I've seen one, I want to say it was in Tennessee, where they allowed you to kind of do your own thing.
Those are like semi-guided.
And I think we have a comment here from Scott Limmer. He says, "What's up, guys?" What's up, Scott? Yeah, actually, the first time seeing you on for tonight. Yeah. I want tuning in for tonight's show. So what's up, Scott? I think they have their place. I think it helps hunters when they're trying to go out of state to different places to hunt, to give them information. I think I would like to go. Like in Andy's situation where you go there and you have like 20 other hunters in camp. And it's like, that's the thing that makes me not want to go to an outfitters, because it's like, crap, I got to go there. I got to follow by all the rules. What about their score restrictions and all this other stuff? That to me gets me a little bit like, do I really want to go there? And sometimes these places, they cost
a lot.
Let's just say a blue collar salary of $2,000 to $3,000 for just 4 days.
Well, a lot of them are going to be anywhere from $2 to $8 grand.
Right. I'm just saying, like at a bare, like at a base
which really
level.
sucks for the guys that are really putting in the work, that are doing it for a living. You know, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Like, they got family, and you know, this is their life. They want to be an outfitter or a guide, and that's what they want to do. I got a buddy who does it out west, and he goes out for weeks in the woods and he just lives in the woods, following muleys, elk, trying to figure out where their patterns are and where they're hanging up. And then he comes back, but he's gone more than he is home, you know. And then you get a lot of these other, if you notice, there's more outfitters now than they're everywhere.
Yeah, popping up like freaking.
You just Google outfitters in a certain area, and it'll be like, you'll just keep scrolling to the next page. And it's hard for somebody who actually wants to get a good, you know, a good hunt in. Yeah, a good experience. It's a crapshoot a lot of times, because you don't know, like the Google ratings, those all can be manipulated. All that stuff can be manipulated. Like a lot of them you'll see on like Yelp and all that stuff. It's them and their friends going in on there and saying that this and that, and they'll take pictures of the bucks they shot, you know. And then you get somebody that maybe has been saving his money for 5, 6, 7 years and is like, I'm going to go do that. And then he goes there and then he has this experience. Like, I didn't see a deer, which I will say, it's still hunting.
Yeah.
They're not baiting. It's a lot of it's open terrain, and they're just scouting and setting stands, you know. Some bait, but a lot of them aren't baiting, you know. You're just basically doing the same thing. If you walked out, you just got somebody that's doing the work for you, that you just sit and stand. But if the wind's not right and the deer aren't moving, I mean, there's a chance you couldn't see nothing.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's all a crapshoot either way. But you got to have that in your mind to know it doesn't matter. You spend $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, that even through a good outfitter, you might go home empty-handed. And I've known some outfitters that if you don't get nothing, they'll let you come back. Because they want you to get something.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's different.
Hutchie, it sounds like Scott is a friend of yours. He says, Hutchie may seem like a killer, but he makes, sorry, my vision's getting old, some mean blueberry muffins too. Had some last weekend at Habitat Day.
Oh, I will say, I like me some blueberry muffins, man.
Same here.
Well, I can say I did not make the blueberry muffins. My wife is into the big sourdough thing, so she brought she made sourdough blueberry muffins. I brought down. So Scott's actually hosting us in early part of October. We're going to his place in West Virginia.
Oh wow!
Oh nice.
There's some big bucks in West Virginia.
Yeah.
I think Scott said there's a couple. I don't know if they're off limits or what.
Andy, let me ask you this. I'll say that is another fear of mine going to an outfitter's is like, do I want to spend $5,000 and not shoot anything? Then I'm married, so now I explain to my wife. Yeah, sorry, I just spent $5,000 and I just on a great trip.
And you come back and you tell your wife that $5,000 I saved, I didn't even see a deer. You know,
yeah.
What she doesn't understand, it's still hunting. You know, you could go back and see nothing. You know,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
And if you could open up your own outfitters today, and you have plethora amount of money. You have Donald Trump type money. What would you do?
Probably be in the Bahamas, but no, I would. I would buy Iowa.
I would, yeah. I'd have as much land as I could get my hands on continuous, and I would make sure I had enough intel that we'd only take enough hunters for the deer that we wanted to shoot that year. Not overbook it to where we're shooting, next year's or the year after's, mature deer.
You're gonna have 3,
but that's
4
not
target deer. Yeah, exactly.
The problem is it's a business. The problem is the business. They got to make money, so they run butts through the seats, and it's I've been, like I said, I've been to a couple of them that have been, at least 18 to 20 guys in camp. There's not that many deer there to be shot.
Mhm.
I mean, unless they have thousands and thousands of acres, which most of them don't. They may say they do, but it's really easy to drive you around in a circle and back around this and all that on your,
You're like, hey, that's like 2 square
500
miles.
acres. Yeah. Yup.
And there's 20
Yep.
of us in here. There's a chance like ain't nobody not even going to see deer. Yeah. So everybody's going to be coming home with 80-inch bucks.
Exactly.
I'm curious now. It just kind of came to my mind. You live in the northern part of Michigan. Day lives in the middle section of Michigan. I live in the southern part of Michigan. So we got it all covered, basically in the lower UP. Us trolls down here. What was the EHD like up there for you?
Never experienced it.
You didn't experience it?
Nope.
No,
You
we didn't
lucky
up by
motherfucker.
Dan's. Dan's didn't
Nope.
see it either.
Nope.
Huh.
Nope. It like stopped probably just north of me, Cedar Springs, I would say.
Mhm.
It's probably the only place I heard where there was a case.
Huh.
Yep.
Because
I did hunt Middle Michigan last year, and it was bad. Like
We're
north
at
of
Middle.
Lansing area. North
Oh
of
yeah,
Lansing.
yeah.
It
So
was real
yeah,
bad.
you were down by Kent County, Berry County, Allegan counties.
Yeah.
All those state game areas got slaughtered.
Yeah.
Bad.
yeah, it got bad in the southern parts of Michigan and in the middle section of Michigan. And that just kind of makes me wonder into that conspiracy theory of did the insurance companies release this disease because they're tired of paying insurance claims?
Yep, came from China.
And it seemed to happen in more of that centralized area around the Grand Rapids area, and not. I mean, it happened down here. Don't get me wrong, but we're kind of populated too. In my opinion, a little bit more than the Traverse City type area. I mean, once you get to Traverse City, is the only city in the northern part of Michigan. Let's just face it. Down south, we have like Kalamazoo, South Haven, and a lot of other places. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy nut. Like, 9/11 didn't happen, and there was bombs and all this other shit.
Well, Johnny would tell you it was aliens that did it.
Yeah.
I think it was those 1,000-inch deer that was doing it.
Yeah, right. It was his brother.
Yeah.
It was his brother doing it.
Osama bin Horns.
Osama bin Antler.
Yep.
All right, so I got one for you. And I know this has been a hot debate again. It just seems every couple of years keep getting brought back up. Since you're from up there, what's your thoughts on the Rampala buck?
Ooh.
No. I only live 7-8 miles from where that was supposedly shot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just I maybe, but no. I mean,
it's really weird to me that.
Like, man, no, you don't believe that was a real deer?
I don't believe it was shot there.
Oh.
I just don't. I don't believe that. I mean, we don't have that kind of. We just don't have that kind of rich ground up here to have the minerals to have. Do I want it to be real? I want it to be real because that means there's a chance that there's another one around here.
Yeah.
But I
don't
know.
Just, when I saw it, and I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird looking, but like everybody's saying, those aren't real. They don't grow that way, and buck's antlers are identical. Exactly. You're just not going to have a buck that has the same antlers on every. They're all different, just like people. You could have an anomaly where they get real wide like bullwinkle. And the other weird thing about that whole story is this guy shot booners everywhere. Pope and Young booners everywhere. So, like, what is his angle if he had one? To somebody that's already killed monster bucks and shot really big booners in Michigan as well.
From the stories I heard, him and his buddy were getting ready to release that scent company. And then all of a sudden he shot that, and the whole scent company launched thing.
Yeah.
There's so many conspiracies on it.
It is.
Everybody's at a podcast on it, and
I know.
Yeah.
I just seen it had popped back up now on Facebook. There's a Rampala page now, and everybody's on it, and I just follow because I think it's funny.
I mean, if anyone to discuss that type of deer, I mean, everyone has the right to discuss it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for anyone to discuss that deer with the terrain that it supposedly came from, and he's got the experience to say the terrain where it comes from. Dave does as well. I've never hunted up there, but I've been through that.
And I will admit, there are some big swamp bucks that you will probably never see. Some monsters.
Right. And there are some deer
up there. You
still
have to have the genetics and the nutrition.
Yes.
So he's either got a father or a grandfather that's similar to him.
I mean, Andy, I mean, up there, I mean, I wouldn't say it's, in my version of thick woods, it's like different compared to you guys because you have a lot more pine trees and a lot more pine rows and stuff like that. I mean, it's thick woods, don't get me wrong, but your thick woods is different than the thick woods I have down here.
The ag is different.
Yeah, they have the ability to hide out and grow big. They just don't, in my opinion, have the food supply they have up there like they would have down here in southern Michigan.
Correct. It'd be interesting to see if it was today versus when it was. I mean, I was in high school when that was. I mean, it was back in the I think it was 97 or 98.
Yeah,
when it got shot.
It was late 90s.
It was pre. It was
90s.
pre cameras, pre all that stuff. So is it possible? I mean, it's possible. I mean,
yeah. But then all of a sudden, didn't it supposedly get burnt up in a fire?
Yeah. Yep. And
that was the only thing that kind of threw me off. Like, okay, now all this came up, and now.
And then there was the Milo Hansen deal and the NDA, and there was
where they had lawyers and they were gonna go after him because they were gonna lose millions, which that's very possible because if he loses that contract because he doesn't have the biggest deer no more, I mean that's $1 million out of this guy's pocket that's spent for that. But and then
it's just a shame that this deer, just along with we were talking about with Alexander, Edgar a while back. You can feel sympathy for an animal, but I'm saying like you look at this deer, the Alexander deer, the Rumpala deer. These are magnificent deer. Now, I'll have opinions on if that deer was real too. There's that conspiracy going out there as well. Let's just say in this instance, it really was real. These two gigantic deer, beautiful whitetail deer, now are tainted with these storylines.
Yeah, whether it would come out that it's real or not, it doesn't matter. It's already
it's spoiled, whether it's real or not. Now it could come out to be real, and then now it could even come up that it was legitimately shot there, and it was real. And it's so tainted now that there would be so much, speculation and the scandal that it just would be nothing. The buck, that buck isn't worth anything, whether it's real or not now. Mm-hmm. Unlike the guy that shot that one buck that was on that podcast. Where the hell is he from? Minnesota or something like that?
Yeah,
the one that shot it on. No.
The CJ.
Yeah, that guy.
Or the guy, the guy in Wisconsin that shot that one supposedly in the park last year and had it at the Sportsman's Expo.
Well, I just said on a podcast, and he was talking to the guy from the Michigan. He has the podcast about how he told that it was shot it at his sister's house. And his sister
that's the CJ Alexander buck.
Yes.
Yep. That was Ohio.
Yes. And he told the story, and I actually, when I first heard it, I felt kind of sorry for the guy. And I was like, man, there's just sound like they're railroading this guy. But after him going on this podcast and he's talking, and I'm like, dude, this guy's kind of a prick. He admits he didn't care. He knew that he just walked on somebody's property and shot that buck. And said, and basically like, yeah, I knew I was, it wasn't my property, but nobody else was hunting it. And I'm kind of like, what the fuck is that? You know, you're on my property, you might get shot at. You know? And I honestly think that he's probably going to do it again, to be honest. I think he is.
So I got a question. So let's say you do shoot a giant, new record or whatever. Are you guilty before you even walk out of the woods? Because so you're going to have speculation no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't want to shoot a deer that big. No interest.
Yep. If I do shoot that deer, the first thing I'm doing before I even gut it, I'm going to throw my tag on it, and then I'm calling the DNR.
Yes.
And I said, I just shot this monster buck, possibly record buck. My tag is on it. I am not touching it. You come out here, and here's my pin. Here's my tree stand. You do the investigation. That way you can see my arrow, where it is, because I'm not touching my arrow either.
Like Justin said, he said, call DNR before you walk up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think it's a record book buck, you got to have your ass covered and let the DNR be the one that cover your ass, because they're going to be one that scrutinize your ass more than anybody.
And you know what I'm going to do?
They're going to be like, yeah, this buck probably wasn't from here. So they basically got to go through all their forensic shit.
If I'm not already filming it on my GoPro,
that's the other thing too.
I'm getting my cell phone as soon as I'm done calling DNR, and I'm fucking just recording myself the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea.
And then I'm gonna go sit next to someone. Like I'm gonna go find someone for a second witness.
And then the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it and then drag it over that fence real quick, and then turn it back on. And I'm gonna put the fence back together that I cut with my wire cutters.
What about you, Andy? Are you going to do it?
Am I going to cut the fence?
No, you're going to shoot that world record deer.
I don't want to. I mean, yeah, if it's in front of me, yes, I'm going to shoot it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But do I want to go through that scrutiny and then my family go through it? No, not at all.
But I'm definitely going to cover. I'm going to have a couple camera angles the whole time.
Multiple witnesses.
And I'm not going to go even look for it probably. If I know it's a good hit and I know it's a kill shot that buck is not going to survive, I will probably call the DNR first before. And
I got a question then. Do you have pictures of this deer prior, or is this something that came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do people know about this? Do people know about this deer, or is this like a Rampola buck?
Well, if you get a buck like that, people have seen it. It's very rare that nobody has not seen that buck, and everybody's probably trying to hunt it. And the reason why you got that shot, what?
I haven't heard stories of anyone else seeing that CJ Alexander buck, though.
Well, I think the people that are involved on the private property probably don't want their names run through the mud. They're the ones that, he got caught on their property. So I'm sure that they're just letting the DNR handle it and want to stay the hell out of it, because then you're going to have the nut job hunters, and they're out there who are just going to start bashing this guy, well, you weren't going to shoot it anyways, or maybe he thought it wasn't his property, and that kind of scenario. And they probably just want to be out of the limelight. They probably don't even want nothing to do with this. The laws handle it, and then that's it.
Justin commented, where to go.
Justin's poached all kinds of shit.
Yeah, Justin's a big giant poacher. He said Dan Info got accused and used his filming for proof.
Yep, he did.
I didn't know that.
Yep,
I didn't either.
He even talked about it on one of his podcasts, on the Hunting Beast show. Not a podcast, but one of his shows.
Okay.
Yep.
You learn something new every day. You learn something new all the time.
Anytime you shoot big bucks on a consecutive basis, somebody is going to have something to say about it, because they're going to be like, that's not possible.
Jealousy's a bitch.
It is. Right. That's just it. Of course, I'm jealous and envious of these guys.
Me. That's not fair.
That keep killing monster bucks, but I can't be mad at them because they live in a state where they reside.
Yeah, we're in Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, 140, 142 and a quarter is my biggest one.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to shoot anything over 120, to be honest.
Good old Michael's commenting here, trying to say, I thought you didn't make it through the first grade, Brett.
Oh my god.
Michael, just have your mommy warm me up some more milk, pat you on your back, burp you, and then put you back in bed, you little shit fuck.
Have your mom wrestle you up some fried possum and go to bed.
Jeez. Get some more cookies and milk out for the Santa Claus. Don't forget about him. He's real too.
He's one of our teenage psycho groupies.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he's a kid from New York. He's a good kid.
He's a good kid, yeah.
He is a good kid. But he gives us shit all the time, so we give it back to him now.
Yeah.
He's kind of got a little comfortable, I guess you would say.
Oh, okay. Well, if you could have your mom send me some cookies there, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some MILF and cookies. All right, next thing. Andy, thank you so much, though, for coming on for tonight's show. Was there any other topics or anything like that you guys wanted to talk about before we kind of wrap it up with our rapid fire segment? Kind of hit a lot of topics tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I enjoyed you guys having me on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Dave, I just don't fucking care what you have to say.
I want an update on your trip when you go to Iowa.
Okay, you will be hearing lots about that for sure.
When do you go?
I'm gonna chase cold fronts, so I don't know exactly when I'm going. Yeah,
nice.
Hopefully it's in the rut action then.
Yeah, but it's pre-rut. I'd like to be pre-rut. I love pre-rut. That's my favorite time of year.
I love it.
That is my favorite.
Yep,
I like that
favorite time here, Halloweenish.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that first 3 days of October, and then after that, I feel like I have a lucky day of October 18th or 19th. Those 2 days, all right, if I haven't gotten anything by those 2 dates, I'm all right, something's dying today. Because I've had 3 years, every other year, on the 18th or 19th, I shot a deer on those days. So, do you guys have any weird superstitions, luck type thing?
Halloween.
No, that same time of year, just a couple days after the gun opener is always my farm's on fire because everything's gotten pushed out, and all of a sudden we get every neighbor buck that's around comes to the farm. So I like that time of year.
Yeah.
Michael's got a question before we get to the rapid fire segment here. He asked, Hutchie, how did you deal with trying to get on the show dealing with Brett? He can be a pain in the ass, LOL.
I had to give him firstborn, credit card numbers, and social security number.
And blueberry muffins. I'm still waiting for my muffins.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my muffins.
We do an extensive background on this shit, Michael. The guests that come on.
That's why you haven't been on the show, Mike.
Yeah. You little fucker. You're going to be on it.
Yeah, you're on the FBI's watch list, so we can't have you on.
Justin commented, mine is usually 3rd of November. That's when I shot one of my babies. Anyways,
that's good.
That is a good date. I like that time of year, man. Andy, we got 4 rapid fire questions for you, okay? Before we let you
fire away.
What animal is on your bucket list to hunt?
Caribou. With a bow.
That right away. With a bow?
With a bow.
That's my
caribou with a bow.
That's my fucking dude right there. What is the top state you want to hunt?
Iowa.
Where he's going.
Oh, you can't say Iowa because you're going to Iowa. Because I figured that would probably be one of them.
Honestly, Pennsylvania. I would like to hunt the big woods of Pennsylvania.
Okay. I think you're the first person to actually say Pennsylvania, though.
It's rough walking, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, just I don't know, something different. I'm so used to the other stuff. I'd something a little different.
Right. If you could pick anybody to go on a hunting trip with and share a campfire with, or just share a campfire with one time, who would that person be?
Michael Waddell, man. I've been following that guy my whole entire life. When I was a kid, he was the shit.
I don't think I could hold a straight conversation with that dude. I don't even think I could hunt with him because that fucker would have me laughing so much he wouldn't see shit. Wouldn't see shit. But I still wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
No. It'd be a good time, I think.
Yeah, I love their show. That they
that road trips, man. That's what got me.
Field tree road trips.
Yep. No.
Last question here. What do we need to do to improve the hunting community?
Stop the infighting. Don't care if you use a bow, crossbow, gun, whatever. You're doing it legally and ethically. Just stop the infighting. Stop the chauvinistic, or not chauvinistic, but just stop the infighting.
Yeah.
Being dicks.
Yeah,
We got enough people against
stop
us
shaming.
already.
Stop shaming that guy that shot the 1.5-year-old buck. That's his first buck, and he's so goddamn proud of it. Everyone's on their own hunting journey.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's what he shoots every year.
Yep, exactly.
Who cares? He ain't hurt nobody.
Yep, exactly.
See, everyone, there seems to be a trend with that last question. That's why we ask it. And if you haven't noticed yet, that answer comes up about 97% of the time.
99.9%.
Yeah. It's a high amount of it.
Getting youth in the outdoors and take a kid hunting is probably them two are the top.
Yeah.
Oh, getting veterans in the outdoors too. I love, doing that. We
actually not just give it away, but I'll give it away a little bit. We are trying to do a seminar, camp, retreat type deal here, not next year, but I think it's going to be that we're going to try and get started the year after, where we do a weekend where we get veterans out in the woods. We're doing it like in the summertime, but like just get them out in the woods with us, hang out with us, have a bonfire and stuff like that, and show them hunting, show them archery hunting. We'll teach them saddle hunting and hunting, all that stuff like this and that. On top of, we're going to just be there and just, because myself, I was a former law enforcement, so I could kind of speak the language like Dave does of fucking with each other and not getting your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But they just want to be talked to just like human people. So it's something that it's near and dear to my heart, because my brother-in-law, he was a Marine. My father-in-law, he passed away a couple years ago, and my grandfather, he was a mechanic in the Air Force. That military type deal. People that serve this country, they deserve a lot more, and we need to do a lot more to help them out.
I think so. Yeah. I agree. Mostly, yeah. It's like everybody in my family was in the military.
Mine wasn't. So I feel like I need to give back more because we didn't serve. So we should help those that did serve. We actually hosted a veteran hunt here last year. We had 3 or 4 veterans come up to the house and they hunted the farm, and
that's
we had a great time. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
It was a great time. I'd host it again this year, but I can't lock anything down with Iowa going on. So
right,
we're next year we'll be back.
Man.
There's a couple of comments here I wanted to get to real quick. Michael referencing Andy's last answer to that last question, and he says it in all caps. Brett, stop fucking shaming people, you dickhead. LOL. Hey, there's a difference between me shaming people and making fun of people. There's a difference, and you gotta get used to it, because we fuck with each other, everyone here.
Yep.
But like Andy said perfectly, if you're out there, and I say it all the time, if you're out there, you're doing it legally, you're doing it ethically, all I give a shit about is if you're out in the woods, you're enjoying time, and if you can put your head to bed and you're proud of the spike or that button buck that you shot and you're proud of it, great for fucking you, man. I want to give you a high five and let's drink a beer.
Put it on line.
Absolutely.
But
don't
maybe
let them
I might
win.
joke and be like, hey,
can't let the haters win, man.
Yeah. I mean, we that's what we do though, as brothers. That's what hunting is. It's brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna fuck with you, and I expect people to fuck with me too.
Yeah,
like, Brett, you see a little spike there? My fucking blind grandmother can do that. Fucking the blind hunter, Stevie Wonder, could come out there and shoot a bigger one than that. See, that's have fun with it though too. Okay.
Yeah.
Justin commented, best answer though. Scott, he commented, amen to the last rapid fire answers by Hutchie. Hunters need to unite together, and that is true. Create a brotherhood.
Absolutely.
Michael, last question here. My aunt just retired after 22 years in the Coast Guard. Well, Michael, we fuck with you, but we love you. Tell your grandmother, I mean your aunt, I'm sorry.
Your grandmother.
Your grandmother. I
meant your aunt. I think I was in boot camp with your grandma. So she was a bad bitch. I thought I remembered her, man. Fort Benning, man. We had that one crazy chick, man. I bet that was your fucking grandma.
The blind hunter commented, anytime in the woods is great.
Agreed.
Now, I will say one thing. Opening day of bow season is probably the most sought-after day out of the whole year. Even though it's not the rut, and the chances of killing a monster or a buck or even seeing deer is not as high unless you're in the bedding. But that first day you're just in the woods sitting all fucking day.
You're back.
It's probably the most mind relaxing unfucking of your mind from all the stress of work and everything that you can do. Because I'll go in the woods and I won't see shit, and I get down and I go, God damn, I wasn't even fucking mad. You know?
It's Christmas to me.
Yeah. But after that first couple days, you know, then I'm like, all right, you bitches are dying.
Where's the deer?
Yeah, where are the deer? Time to move.
Yep.
But that first fucking day, you know, you're so pumped, so excited. And it's relaxation. It is de-stressing. Just seeing all the little stupid critters out there making noise, and, you know, it's quiet. You don't hear nothing. You know,
the blind hunter commented, not yet. The only deer I got while blind was a spike.
It's a buck. It's a deer.
It's a deer.
The fact you got a deer and you're fucking blind, dude, that's like a regular person shooting a 150 class, to be honest.
That's just awesome in general, though.
That's what I'm saying. You can't see, but you're taking deer down.
Michael, we'll get to your question here now.
No, we won't.
Dave, well, we kind of have to. It's not necessarily towards your question. I ask every guest this. So fuck you and your question then, Michael. Dave, how can people reach out to you? You there?
I love you, Mike, but you're a dickhead. Every Tuesday in the Whitetail Advantage Podcast show, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under PSE Mobile Center.
Now, if Michael wants to feel like this is his question, I'll phrase it for him. Andy, how can people reach out to you and follow along your journey, brother?
You can follow along on wherever you get your podcast, Deer Camp Podcast, Instagram, the Deer Camp Podcast, and Facebook, Andy Hutchens.
How long have you been doing your podcast, brother?
We are going into our third season.
Third season, man. We're on our second.
I think we started. I think we started about the same time, but you guys go twice a week, and I only go once a week. And I actually just went down to.
Well, I think all of us are pretty new since this. When did we all come on? Last, right around just before deer season.
I started this.
You started
February.
I think I was like the September before that.
Oh, okay, so we were like right around the corner.
Yep.
Michael asks, Brett, why can't you get more YouTube subscribers? I don't know. I'm not that popular. I fucking suck. So there you go. There's your answer.
My mom listens, so that's all that matters. So you know what?
Oh, that's awesome.
If the only people that subscribe to my channel was my mom, then she watched my stuff. That's all I care about. Everyone else can fuck off. I don't give a shit.
He just can't come on when Squatch is on because he gets all googly eyes and starts fucking drooling all over himself.
I will say this though, we have some amazing fans in the audience of the Whitetail Advantage show. So
yes, we do.
We give each other crap all the time, though. Like I said, it's brotherhood, but we love each and every one of you out there. With that being said, though, let me let you guys go. Again, Andy, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate it, man. We'll definitely have to stay in touch and definitely have to hear about your Iowa trip.
Absolutely. I'll stay in touch. I appreciate for having me on, guys.
See you, Andy. Brother. See you, Dave.
See you, buddy.
Oh, man. Again, Andy, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate it. Michael stated, we need to have Mrs. Bowman come on the show. No, we're not going to have Mrs. Bowman come on the show. Maybe. Who knows? Well, everyone, that's going to conclude another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned in to Electric Campfire tonight. If the show made you laugh, made you think, gave you new perspective, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you listen to this on the audio version, please hit that 5-star rating and give us your feedback on any platform that you listen to the show. Always trying to improve the show, so let us know what you want, don't want, stuff like that. It was a great show tonight, too. I'll say this because we also didn't have Squatch and we didn't have Johnny on. So there's right there for you, buddies. Anyways, the audio version of our podcast gets released every Monday and Wednesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to be a guest on our show, you want anybody from Whitetail Advantage to be a guest on your show, head to our website, whitetailadvantage.com, and submit your request through there. Now, thank you to all the companies we teamed up here at Whitetail Advantage. Again, thank you to all the men and women in the military. Thank you to everyone in public service. We really appreciate your support. Put your cord in the slot machine. Help share the show. Help grow the show. I'll end the outro, and we'll see everyone next week. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.